Good day, anglers from the Northeast. Today is Tuesday, July 8th, and we hope everyone had a good 4th of July celebrating our independence. Uh, Now we're going to take a look at the ocean conditions from early this week using sea surface temperature and ocean color. And again, the sea surface temperature you're looking at is, the greens and blues, yellows are the cooler water. Your warmer water is orange and red. So what we notice is a clockwise rotating eddy right east of Tom's. And now it's creating some decent conditions from Tom's to Linden Cole, Carteret down to Spencer. There, obviously, you can see this big, large Gulf Stream eddy way offshore. The Gulf Stream is now up to 84, 85 degrees, maybe 86 in the afternoon. So things are warming up. Inshore, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, this is all in the mid to high 70s now. Offshore of Long Island, Martha's Vineyard, Block Island, they're in the low 70s, 70, 71, 72 degrees. Looking down south, we do have, it's hard to see, but there is a few eddies down here off of Washington. Clockwise eddy here, a counterclockwise eddy off of Norfolk, another clockwise eddy, looks like east of Poorman's. And what you will notice, and you have to pay attention to the ocean color chlorophyll data because a lot of this cooler water is actually some of your bluer water. And then the inshore stuff is all green. So looking out east, what we notice, we've got some, I'll talk about some reports here soon because there's tuna marlin in pretty much all the canyons now, especially Hudson and South. So there appears to be some sort of rotation off a block canyon somewhere. And there's a nice filament up in between, Block Canyon, almost to the fishtails. This has been some decent yellowfin, bluefin tuna action. There appears to be some sort of counterclockwise flow off of Atlantis and also some counterclockwise flow off of Hydrographer. Now, this water is in the, mid um mid to high 70s, pushing up over the canyon areas. Nothing spectacular out east between Block and Hydrographer, but there are some filaments pushing up and in that are favorable for tuna. What we have to keep an eye on, and this continues to move a little bit to the west, is this large clockwise Gulf Stream warm core ring that is starting to produce some decent water now, pushing over Ladonia, Powell Canyon, not quite to the 100 fathom curve, but certainly 500 to 1,000 fathoms. This is going to continue to improve over the next few weeks. Probably the next time I talk to you, this eddy might be pushed another, 15, 20 miles or more and be good over Oceanographer Canyon in a week or two. But let's look further south. There is another pulse of the Gulf Stream. There's some sort of clockwise rotation east of Oregon Inlet, and it's kind of hard to see, but it looks like the Gulf Stream is pushing up a filament in this area, producing some decent stuff just almost due east northeast of Oregon Inlet. And this water inshore now, and pretty much any canyon is good for mahi, tuna, and marlin. We've had some start of white marlin and some blue marlin offshore of Baltimore, Washington, Norfolk, and a little bit higher numbers now. Certainly, tuna has been caught pretty much any canyon now, Hudson to Norfolk and out east as well. So let's look at the ocean color data now. And this is the exact time frame. A little bit of clouds we had problems with here and down by the Gulf Stream, up north in Georgia's Bank. But you can see, and we'll go back and forth here, but you can see how this bluer, cleaner water is actually inshore. Let's see if we can go back and forth and kind of compare. So this bluer water looks decent in from Hudson all the way down into almost, well, Linden Cole, Spencer, almost into Wilmington. And then there's some eddies down here you can see pushing some decent water into toward the Norfolk, 500 fathoms in the Washington Canyon, a decent pod over off of Poor Man's, and we know that there was some marlin and stuff caught in this eddy water east of Baltimore. So things are starting to get a little bit warmer every single week, and the ocean color data becomes much more important because look what you can see, some decent water just south of the dip area. They've been catching some tuna in this water, we know. Look at these bluer filaments pushing up and in between fishtails and Atlantis. There was some spotted tuna caught through here. This filament's got to be pretty decent over hydrographer right now. And then here's that big eddy way out east that we'll continue to track. So some of the bigger tournaments are starting to ramp up here in the next couple weeks. Oak Bluffs we have, and Jimmy Johnson, Quest for the Ring from Atlantic City, and Ocean City. Ocean City Tuna Tournament is starting. So stay tuned. And oh, look at this. You can kind of see where this Gulf Stream filament's pushing up and in down south of Norfolk a little ways between the point and Norfolk. So stay tuned to ROFFS and thank you for the business. Stay safe out there and everyone have fun fishing.